welcome back to another video. And today we are reacting to another real story, which is clearly full of bullshit. Today we're reacting to I Dated a Famous Pop Star. You know, if they're a pretty famous pop star, we'll probably be able to figure out who it is. It's probably gonna be someone big like Justin Bieber someday. But then we look it up and it's completely fake. We'll find out Justin Bieber never dated this bitch. So let's just get right into the video because I have nothing else to say.
Hey, I'm Mariah, and 6 months ago, my aunt paid for me to fly first class from Los Angeles to New York to go to her wedding.
Good to know.
Well, you'll never guess who I sat next to on the plane.
Who?
It was... Okay, I can't tell you his name, but he's a very, very famous musician who plays sellout gigs in huge arenas all the time. Let's just call him Vince. When I first saw him, I was totally starstruck, but I knew I had to ask him for a selfie. Otherwise, none of my friends would believe I'd met him. When I went over, Vince was super nice. He gave me a big hug and said, "Hey, how are you?" We got to talking, and I forgot all about the selfie because we were getting on so well. When I had to go back to my seat at the end of the flight, he asked for my number and said we should hang out once we were both back in LA.
He's not
Of course, as soon as I left the plane, I immediately texted all my friends about meeting Vince and how he wanted to see me again. But none of them believed me without a photo. It was so upsetting. My aunt's wedding was really lovely, but all I could think about was Vince. So I got home, I texted him and said, "Hey, do you remember me? I'm that awkward girl you met on the plane to New York." I couldn't believe it when he wrote back. He said, "Of course I remember you. You should come to my concert tonight. I'll put you on the list for a VIP ticket." It was like a dream. Vince, a world-famous pop star, wanted to see me again. The concert was great, and I went to the VIP area afterwards. He came straight over to me. We talked for hours. It was like we'd known each other forever. Later, we drove to his house in Bel Air, and that's when things got crazy. He had a private chef cook for us, even though it was really late. The food tasted amazing, but Vince didn't like it. He threw his plate against the wall and screamed at the chef for at least 10 minutes. I won't lie, I was shocked. The food was fine, and even if it wasn't, Vince way overreacted. I know I should have immediately walked away, but it was so flattering having someone like Vince want to date me. So I kept seeing him. It was a crazy time, alright? Vince was like two different people. He could be so sweet and loving, but then something stupid would set him off and he'd fly into a rage. I'll never forget the time he called me into the stage in the middle of a gig so he could sing a love song to me. He introduced me to the audience as his girlfriend, said how much he loved me. It was so romantic. But after the show was over, he yelled at me because I didn't smile enough during the song. He said he'd written it specially for me, but I found out later he didn't write any of his songs. He had a team of songwriters working for him. It was hard to walk away, though. He was so attractive, especially when he was on stage with all those girls screaming his name. It's hard to describe, but when everyone wants your boyfriend, you feel like the luckiest girl alive. In the end, he took things too far, and I finally left him. I saw him do things I can't tell you about on YouTube because they're so violent that this video would be demonetized. But I knew I couldn't stay with him because I don't want anyone to treat me like that. If you start dating someone famous, remember, they're only humans like anyone else.
No, they're not. They are not humans like us. They're on a whole nother level. You do anything wrong, it won't matter. They'll find a way to take power, to take over, to control you. So you're fucked.
After all the time I spent with Vince, I can tell you that being a pop star is quite an easy job that doesn't require any discipline or superhuman
That's a total lie.
Abilities. All you do is get drunk or high and sing songs someone else wrote. Vince spent more time partying than he did working. I don't regret dating him though, because it was a real experience living the pop star lifestyle. But at the end of the day, just because someone is famous for their love songs doesn't mean they're actually loving. After we split, I saw an interview with him where he was asked about why he's so successful. Can you believe he actually said he's super hardworking and always searching for his next song? That was nothing like the Vince I knew. In the few weeks we spent together, he was drunk and high most of the time. even on stage. I hope you were able to learn something from my...
Okay, first of all, this girl said it. Being a pop star is a very easy job. Well, to be a pop star, you actually need to work hard, write songs, actually be able to sing, and a bunch of other stuff that I can't really name off the top of my head. But I know it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And apparently this guy is very famous, but she doesn't want to tell us his name for some reason. Why? Probably because the story's not even real. This is just a bunch of full of bullshit. I just want to fucking tear this video apart, just destroy it, roast the shit out of it. But I don't got time for that. So hasta luego, Virgin Squad. See you next video.